My first ever girlfriend in life, I must have been about 8 or 9, left me for this guy who gave her this big lollipop, and that's not a euphemism at all. It was one of those Lulus that had a holder that looked like a ring, one of those Green Lantern type shits. Yeah, and I really don't blame her for seeking greener pastures. At that age, even me, I would have left myself if some guy actually proposed to me with jewelry that I could put into my mouth and eat. Fast forward 13 years and about 4 or 5 relationships later, and just this past winter, my last girlfriend and I broke up, or at least I think we did, because, I don't know, I was too controlling, if not demanding, and she had habits that I just quite simply refused to compete with. But in any event, as you can see, I am just totally qualified to tell you about everything you need to know to do with this romance thing. And now to the meat of the matter. Principle number 1. Infatuation does not, in fact, equal attraction. Attraction has to do with the evocation, the occasioning of interest within someone for something else. What that means is before somebody can find you attractive, you would have had to appeal to their interests, to their personal beliefs, their motivations, their expectations even. Ergo, and this is not at all obvious, you are only as attractive to your prospective partner as they can visibly tell that you are attracted to them. People like to be liked. And I am not at all trying to discount the countless crushes that people have on celebrities and other more facially symmetrical human beings, but that's just infatuation. And in my books, all infatuation, in fact, is shallow and fleeting. Capital A attraction is based off the fulfillment of mutual interests. The people that like you for the long run are attracted to you, not because of your curves or because of your edges. I mean, there's plenty of those going around right now. They're attracted to you to the extent that you are visibly drawn to them. They're attracted to you because you like their pictures from 53 weeks ago. They're attracted to you because you text them at 11:30 at night to ask them how their day has been. They're attracted to you because when you hug them, you linger for just a bit longer than everybody else. It's not about who they are, it's about what you do. So if you ever find yourself waiting for someone to show you that they are attracted to you, then you might be waiting for quite a long time, because if you are attracted to this person, then you would ostensibly be putting in the work to show them that you are attracted to them, such that they can in turn show you that they are attracted to you, and rinse, repeat. Before you know it, it's already time to define the relationship between you two. And these are just theories, okay? All my think pieces are, so take them with a bit of salt. Principle number 2, you don't quite need love as much when you're ready as you do when you are not. You don't most need love when your life is happening, when you are at your peak, when everything just sounds like music and tastes like grace. You really, really badly need love when it is 3:45 in the morning and you are feeling like a cup of cold piss, just sticky and undesirable. See, there is this misguided notion amongst people, our generation especially, that we first need to be sane and stable and safe and secure within ourselves before we can offer ourselves up to our prospective partners for the purposes of engaging them in a relationship. But the question very quickly becomes, if we are already sane and stable and safe and secure within ourselves, why would we ever need somebody else's 10 million imperfections coming in to ruin our perfectly curated state of bliss? And whoever guaranteed us that we would actually find this state of stability and sanity and safety and security within ourselves, outside of the confines of a romantic relationship with someone that we actually love and care about? See, I believe that we should give ourselves to our partners and request that they give themselves to us exactly as we are, exactly as they are at the time when we are proposing a relationship. That way, the both of us can have a hope of actually bettering ourselves and one another in the context of that relationship. Ideally, as romantic partners, we should want to find a state of sanity and stability and safety and security, not just with one another, but in one another. Because if we can go somewhere else to find these things, if we can go somewhere else to feel sane and stable and safe and secure, then what exactly are we in a relationship for in the first place. Principle number 3, your partner's rights in the context of your relationship are your responsibility. Her happiness is your problem as much as your pride and your joy are her problem. The only way your partner's right to be treated respectfully in your relationship will ever become manifest is if you make it your responsibility to treat her respectfully. Much in the same way, if you are ever to be treated respectfully in your relationship by your partner, it is only upon her resolution to make it her responsibility to treat you respectfully that you will in fact be treated respectfully. You have no rights outside of her responsibilities, and she has no rights outside of your responsibilities. What this means is that you have to get your partner interested in meeting her responsibilities where you are concerned in the context of your relationship. And how do you go about convincing a person to do that, you might ask? By applying this 4th principle, which is that if you want something done to you by your person, do it for them first. That way you can at least hope that your person will see the benefits of whatever action it is that you are doing to and for them, and they will in turn feel inspired to do the same to and or for you. Because the truth of the matter is, the only individual over whom you have autonomous control, if that, the only person whose will you can bend to suit your own ends is yourself. Your safest bet at trying to get someone, your partner, or even just your friend to do whatever it is you want them to do for you is to do it for them first. To someone within yourself, the impulse to do good to them and to hope that they will in turn do good to you, if only because they will see the benefits of the action that you have done for them. And this might sound like quite a simplistic argument, but monkey see, monkey do. I actually believe that a lot of people want to do good by those that they love. They just need the opportunity to realize it for themselves, that they want to be kind and they want to be nice to the people that they like. And the best way we have to convince these individuals of that fact is by first being nice to them and then hoping that they will feel inspired by our actions and in turn be nice to us. This 5th one might be a bit on the controversial side, but I definitely think it's worth including in the list. Better to leave them than to actively try to change something about your person that you do not approve of. People don't exactly appreciate feeling like they have been manipulated, and we all just absolutely hate being told that we are imperfect, even though we all know deep inside that we are. But from my rather limited romantic experience with people, this is the best that I have been able to come up with. If you keep pushing people to change a bad habit or other, and for whatever reason they adamantly keep resisting that change, pretty soon you will become the only reason in their lives for which they will not want to change. You might convince your person of all the negative implications of smoking marijuana on a day-by-day basis, but you will never be able to convince them that proving you right is something that they should want to do. They will smoke their lungs into oblivion, if only to hold up their own against you. And pretty soon, without ever intending to be, you will become the worst thing to have ever happened to their drug habit in this instance. Bad habits are hard to break for all of us, right? But I don't know, maybe don't hold your person up to a standard that they will inwardly hate and berate themselves for never being able to live up to, because I'm not quite so certain that helps either you or them. Just leave, okay? And with any luck, once you have left, they will figure out that whatever it is they're doing was not worth losing you over, and they will then clean themselves up and feel proud about doing it because it would have come from within them to change their own lives. And I don't know, even if they don't change their habits, at least they will not be engaging in them because of you, right? Wow, that got really dark really fast, so let's try bring it above the lip line, shall we? Principle number 6, if you're trying, then you're quite simply already failing. Even when you are within yourself 100% certain that they don't deserve it, you have got to just do it. Love them. Don't try, love them. Just do it. And don't condition your love for your person on anything at all. Not your mood, not her mood, not the weather, not what time she came back from the club with her friends last night. You have got to condition it on nothing, because everything can change. Yet your love for your partner, your love for your person should always remain intact, because if all what you are doing is trying to love your person, trying to make it work with them, trying not to judge them for their shortcomings, even though they give you miles of legroom for your own, then you're quite simply failing, and quite miserably at that. You are failing at loving your partner, because love is given. It is not necessarily earned. So just give it, man. Just do. And if she does not reciprocate, then find somebody that will, yeah? Principle number 7 will be familiar to virtually everybody who has ever been in a relationship, and that is that anger in love compounds by the hour. So you might not want to wait too long before phoning up your person and telling them that you're sorry in the event that you screwed up. So before you make your partner wait up for you by the telephone so that you can return from God knows where at God knows what time, having done God knows what with God knows whom, then you might want to prepare yourself for the eventuality that by the time you say to her or to him that you are sorry, they might already have considered within themselves that your actions are unforgivable, if only because they're angry. Principle number 8, whoever fucked it gets to fix it. It's well and good to say you're sorry to your partner when you have wronged them, but those words in and of themselves do not fix anything. Your actions do. Think about this. How many times have you yourself said this or heard somebody say it? See, nimesema sorry. Now why are you still upset? It took me quite a while to figure out that the words I'm sorry only carry their intended meaning to the person that we are speaking them to when we are trying to let them know that we are willing to do whatever it is that it's gonna take to get back into their good books. What this means is if the reason for which you're not in good terms with your person is in fact your fault, then it is up to you to do more than just say sorry. It is up to you to do whatever it is that it takes to get back into your person's good books. And these things go around, right? So maybe you might not want to leave your partner in the doghouse for too long, because pretty soon it's going to be you who's done something wrong to her, and it's going to be you who needs to do everything that you can to fix, her mood. And if you need a break because of what someone has done to you in the context of a relationship, then just take the break. Don't have them kiss up to you just so that you could stab them in the eye right when they're sobbing to you out of regret for something that they did. It's almost as though right when you feel like you have all the reason in the world to lean in to your partner and to cut them for having done something wrong to you, that's when you should consider treating that entire situation with a lot of kindness and understanding, because who knows, pretty soon it might be you who has dropped the ball in that relationship. It might be you who needs to be treated with just the same amount of kindness, if not more. Principle 9, it matters that people know who your partner is. It matters that your close friends and relatives know who your lover is. If only because they will keep the two of you accountable. I mean, just them being happy for you compounds the stakes of your relationship. All of a sudden, it's not just, about the two of you. It's about more than that. It's about them and their family and their friends, and you and your family and your friends, right? All of this when the time is right, but of course, and whenever that is entirely up to the two of you to decide. But at the very end of the day, it might take a week, might take a year, might take more. At some finite point in time, it really is beneficial to any pairing, any relationship, that those connected to the individuals who are dating one another are aware that these two individuals are in fact dating one another. That way, those that care most for you can offer solid advice in the event that your relationship ends up, treading some murky waters. And I mean, who else is supposed to come for your wedding when the both of you decide to get married and have 5 children, right? It takes more than just the two of you to make the two of you work. And to the extent that relationships beget marriage and marriage begets children, then relationships are in fact a community affair. It is from relationships that communities are born, so communities have all that much reason to care about relationships. And finally, principle number 10, when it's over, it's over. Just don't date your ex. Take it from me, a person who has had more than one failed relationship come back from the past to repeat on me. It just is not worth the heartache. And not because your ex is inherently a horrible human being. They might be, I don't know them. All I'm trying to say is this: I believe that anybody who desperately wants to be with you and can see within you the desperation to be with them too, and yet has learned to stay away from you, has proven that they can in fact stay away from you when you need them most to be next and near to you. And if you're anything as naive and needy as I am, then just that knowledge alone, just that realization that somebody can see you longing for them and yet just not give two shits, it's kind of hard to live down. It's gonna haunt your relationship. It's gonna make it harder, for you to commit fully to that old love. But don't listen to what I have to say about this last one. I mean, my ex was an ex, so there's a lot of baggage there. But do listen to this, right? If dating is a test drive, then it should be a lesson for the rest of our lives, right? Because I actually believe, and this might be incredibly naive of me, that beneath all this, I love me and I don't need anybody else garbage that we pump into our ears every day, I think we are, as a generation, incredibly scared, at the rate at which we are fucking up our love lives, if only because, I don't know, we live once.